Hi, welcome to Edward Box Guitar Tuition. So my classic album inspection today is Seven Wishes by Night Ranger. Released May 20th, 40 years old today. So this was the sort of third album in the hot streak of Night Ranger. In terms of their peak success in the 80s, they released the Dawn Patrol album in 82. That gave them initial traction, had the great track Don't Tell Me You Love Me on it. Probably their best album for me. Then Midnight Madness really broke them with a big hit, Sister Christian. So this is really following up on that, and it follows like a kind of similar formula pattern, I think, really to the Midnight Madness album in terms of the way its ballads are fitted in, the types of songs that go in there. Again, it's produced by Pat Glasser. It's the classic lineup, and yeah, all things present and correct in that respect. So what's my overall opinion of this album? Well, let's get into it. Opens with the title track, Seven Wishes, written by Jack Blades. This is a really great opening track. It's got a really cool staccato riff with a really nice keyboard moving chord part over the top. Sort of a slightly different groove, something slightly different from the band. A kind of not a bold opener, but a good opener. I mean, Night Ranger albums always open really strongly, generally speaking. And this is no exception. Great guitar solo by Jeff Watson in this with a cool tapping lick, and then a really nice neck pickup solo, and so forth. I think the main thing I noticed about this album when I listened to it is the production isn't as good as the Midnight Madness album. That's a much better sounding record than Dawn Patrol, as you'd expect, with having an increased budget and more experience. There's something, the drum sounds a bit trashy. And although it's got the same sort of elements of Midnight Madness, I think that's something that kind of brings it down a notch, and that's sort of prevalent throughout. It's not a bad sounding record, it's not crap, but it's just not as good. Great opener, Seven Wishes, and then the next track is Faces. So if you remember, like the Midnight Madness song has Rumours in the Air, and it's kind of in that vibe. Really great track, this. Again, the verse breaks down to a nice sort of arpeggiated keyboard pattern. Really strong chorus. Kelly Keagy singing on this one. So bringing in his voice a bit earlier. Great guitar solo by Brad Gillis. Again, bringing out his qualities. Yeah, really good track. This is written by Kelly Keagy, Jack Blades, Alan Fitzgerald. It's 4 minutes 12 seconds. I think this album's 42:15. Just looking there. So again, 10 tracks. You know, at a time when albums were like a sensible length. Then you got 4 in the Morning. This was a single, I think. Jack Blades, right, this is another really good track. It's just under 4 minutes. Nice guitar solo by Jeff on this as well, kind of bring out his melodic quality. Yeah, it's got a really good pre-chorus on this as well. Into the chorus again, just a really well constructed song. So right off the bat, you got 3 really strong songs, so kind of matching the usual standard. I think things drop with the next track, I Need a Woman. Kelly Keagy sings this, written by Jack Blades. Another top mental guitar solo from Brad with some cool whammies. I don't mind this song. There's just something missing from it for me. Your next track, Sentimental Street. So this is the kind of ballad track. This is the kind of Sister Christian type track. It's not as good as that track, but it is a good Night Ranger ballad. And again, another class Brad guitar solo from his 13. Really a cool little keyboard kind of stabbed intro. Again, written by Jack Blades. I mean, you know, he's just written on his own 4 of the first 5 tracks. So a really strong side 1. Side 2 opens with This Boy Needs to Rock. I suppose this is the cousin of You Can Still Rock in America. I really love this track, bar one thing which I'll come to. It's just kind of a bit daft, This Boy Needs to Rock, but you know, when you're a teenager, it just really captures that energy. Really cool trade-off solo in this. Brad comes in, does his usual pitching with his whammy, and then Jeff just gets in with his sort of staccato pentatonics. 3 minutes 59, really cool. It's got a great solo, breaks down after the solo into quite a middle section, and the guitars kind of build up the harmony line. Really good. My only problem with the song is it's got a really bad bridge pre-chorus. Some people call pre-choruses, some people call them bridges. I've read things where people call middle sections bridges, but the middle section has always been the middle 8 to me. But anyway, the bridge, the pre-chorus, it's just not very strong. I always found it a bit annoying, but the chorus makes up for it. But another really great track. Then you've got I Will Follow You. This was a track I was never really liked, but on recent listens I've come to appreciate it more. Although not a great track, it is a good album track. It's a softer track. Alan Fitzgerald getting his second co-write on this. Nice breakdown, halftime solo in this from Jeff. Again, Formula's 15. So a decent album cut. And then you got Interstate Love Affair. This is the shortest track on the album. It's got a really good groove on this, and there's a cool little sort of guitar lick trade-off on it. Kind of about driving down the interstate to see your girlfriend, I guess. Yeah, I like this track. It's kind of cheesy, but it's got a galloping, a different kind of gallop, a bit kind of St. Elmo's Fire kind of vibe. So really good. They got Night Machine. It's okay, this track. Insane Brad solo where he does some mental high harmonic pull-ups, dive bombs. Not really keen on the verses. The chorus is pretty catchy, but there's a kind of whoa 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 bit. Welcome to the Night Machine later on, which is a bit daft. So it's weird. This I Need a Woman, Night Machine both come at the same point on each side. On the track for one side, one track for one side too. And I guess that's good sequencing, on an album. The albums are front loaded now, but for me, some people might really like these tracks. They've kind of put those tracks at that point, and then your next track's really good. And the last track is Goodbye, which is another power ballad. Again, it's quite interesting. Again, it's sort of got the Sister Christian vibe, but it's got the acoustic 12-string flat picking thing that Jeff Watson does, which mirrors Let Him Run, which is the final track on the Midnight Madness album. Again, it's a good track. There's other Night Ranger ballads I prefer, but it is good. Jeff Watson gets his only co-write on this. Interesting, never wrote much, Jeff Watson. It was really Jack Blades again, the driving force. Formula's 19, good. Nice lead break by Jeff on this. So that finishes album. I mean, looking at it, I kind of veer between a 7 and an 8 out of 10. I'm going to get a 7.5 out of 10. I think Dawn Patrol's a 9, 9.5 out of 10. It's great. Midnight Madness is an 8.5 and 9. Some people prefer Midnight Madness. So this is just dipping down a bit. This used to be my favourite album when I first got it. I kind of bought Midnight Madness first, and I got this second, I think, and then Dawn Patrol later. And this was all my favourite album. As time's gone on, it's just slipped back a bit, but it is a good record. It's in that strong run of 3 albums. The next album, Big Life, although got some good stuff, the quality was starting to dip. That's kind of like a 7, and then you get Man in Motion, which is kind of a 7. 6.5. Maybe I prefer Man in Motion. I'm not sure. You could look at my ranking albums, Night Ranger, on my Botbrack channel for that. But so a good solid record. If you're interested in American hard rock of the 80s, AOR, you need to check out Night Ranger, and this wouldn't be the first album I'd recommend you to get, but if you're delving a little deeper, it's one you're going to go to fairly quickly. Okay, thanks very much. Thanks for checking this out. Remember, share and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.